Haven't been here in a while. I used to come here a lot when I was a kid. Hawk Mountain isn't that big of a hike, and I used to joke that you could do it in your Sunday best, so prove it that you can. I didn't bring any water, didn't bring anything. I got loafers and a sport jacket, and this is all I have. Hawk Mountain is a very quiet place. I always liked coming here as a kid, mostly because you could scamper on all these rocks all the time. And second of all, it's a place that doesn't have any, it's far away from any kind of safety of any kind. And it's a good enough place to talk about the Southern Stab and where we're going to do and what we're going to see, and how, more importantly, how we're going to plan it. The Southern Stab will operate primarily or entirely out of hotels. The reason we're doing that is because they provide a very easy establishing point and meeting point for people. We noticed that when we did the road trip out to Boulder, Colorado, when we met people in hotels, it was the easiest. And also there was always plenty of parking. On the Southern Stab, we're only going to do 2 cars a day, meaning no matter how many people show up, we can only do 2 cars. And when we say do the cars, we mean film an RCR episode. And we're not going to film an RCR episode every single day, because when we went out west last time, we were filming every single day, and that got tiring. When we did more than 2 cars a day, and when we filmed 2 cars every day, it wasn't much fun for anybody, because we were always run ragged, and I got a little bit testy, because we were always running against the clock and running against daylight. But the good news is we're going to stay in cities longer than 1 day. When we went out west, the only time we stayed in more than one place for more than 1 day was Chicago and Boulder. All the other cities, we arrived 1 day and we were checked out of the hotel and on the road the next. And that is a turkey vulture? Too far away for the GoPro to see. Now, we haven't decided what cities we're going to stop in. I know I want to spend a good amount of time in North Carolina, because I always had this fantasy of moving there because it's so pretty. And how many cities in North Carolina, I don't know. Definitely Raleigh, Charlotte, and maybe something else. I will also have to interview people on the phone before I choose whether or not to film their cars. And the reason I need to do this is for both their benefit and myself, because I've learned over the past year of organizing and shooting cars with different sort of people. And there's no way to sugarcoat this. Sometimes different people's personalities do not mix. It's just the way it is. I mean, you see video of car meets gone wrong, where you have personalities that can't or won't put aside their own personal preferences and peculiarities and prejudices, and they won't work together. And that's one of these things about shooting cars, is that everybody needs to be on the same team. No antagonists. So I'm going to have to interview people and try to get to know you on the phone first. Well, I better put my money where my mouth is, huh? North Lookout or Escarpment Trail? Easy way, hard way. Loafers, sport jacket. Screw it, we're doing this. Easy. More rocks. Rocks. Oh, and the red ones take you down to the River of Rocks. And that's the way we're not going. I just want to read the sign. I haven't done the River Rocks Trail in maybe 10 years. River of Rocks Trail, moderate. 1 to 2 miles to the boulder field. 4 miles to complete average loop. Rocky throughout. Allow at least 3 to 4 hours of daylight to complete the trail. And stay on the trail. Not doing that. Three-quarters of the way to the top. Good enough spot to take a break. So in the coming months, those of you who are on the East Coast, near or as near as you can be to I-95, I'll begin calling you in the coming months. Just to talk, which is weird, right? Because regular car reviews are so dirty and so out of character toward everything else, you would think that I'd be fine with erratic and grotesque behavior while we do these photo shoots. But when we're out there shooting, it's all business. We have shots we need to get, tasks we need to do, and then we're done, or when we're done, then we can goof around. Would we do any car meets on the Southern Stab? Well, I don't even want to say maybe, because to some people maybe means yes, and maybe doesn't mean yes. I am still uncomfortable with showing my face. I am still uncomfortable with being known. And I don't know what you would expect from me in a large group. Now you're talking. Door poops. Nature poops. Wood. Poop tower. Man. Whew, this really smells in here. Divine. Before, when we went out west, we only spent one day in each city. I think I already talked about this. Well, anyway, on the in the Southern Stab, we'll come into town, and we won't film anything the first day. We'll just come into town, get settled, maybe scope out where we're going to film, and then just go to dinner and go to bed. The second day will be the filming day. Everybody who we asked, which would really only be 2 people, would meet us at the hotel, and then we'd go out and film. And knowing that we don't have to fight sunlight or anything like that, we'll have the whole day. Usually they could meet us at the hotel, say 10 a.m. and we'll start filming at 11 a.m. and we'll go from 11 a.m. probably until 3 p.m. or maybe 4 p.m. and then that'll be it. That'll be enough time for Roman and I to go back to the hotel, dump the footage, organize all the shots, and then we have the rest of the night to get a good night's sleep. Would we want to go out and party? You can't party every single night. That gets old. We'd have the rest of the night. Or maybe if there's stuff to see, local sites like this, we could go out and check that out. And then go to bed. And then the next day would be check out and then travel to the next town. And that will be a lot easier and a lot more productive to do that. Just granting yourself that extra day in the middle to have a day where all you have to do today is film. That you don't have to check in, you don't have to check out, you don't have to travel. Because what we used to do is we would get to town, check in, and immediately start filming. So like our day began usually 8 hours away in the previous town, where we woke up like 8 a.m., be on the road at 9, and drive 8 hours, get to the new town, check in, grab the gear, meet the people, go out and film, come back, dump the footage, late dinner, go to bed, wake up, check out, drive to the next town. We just kept doing that. That got old after about 3 or 4 days. Southern Stab will be much more leisurely. And when we go back home, when we get to Florida, wherever we get in Florida, once we get everything done there, our backtrack back to Pennsylvania will be just a backtrack. We'll not be filming anything on our return trip, because at that point all we would want to do would be to just get home and do something that didn't involve driving for a while. Again, and thank you to everybody who have been donating to Patreon. Without this, regular car reviews wouldn't be possible. And thank you for keeping up your donations every month. Let me know if there's any more rewards or anything you'd like me to do to make your donations every month worthwhile. I'll certainly be doing more streams, sort of let's plays with Twitch and automation. Or if there's any other car-related games you'd like to see me play, or that you think my computer can handle. Top Gear is gone now. So who's left? Roadkill. Who has the most money? Who has the biggest budget? Probably Roadkill. Followed by Drive Network. Consumer Reports is kind of its own thing. Then there's the big heavy hitter YouTube channels. Smoking Tire, David Patterson, Dr. Kyle Lindsay. No, we're not heavy hitters. Not yet, anyway. Oh, X-Car, Evo. Don't know what's going to happen with American Top Gear. That's going to be something else. Who else is there? Oh yeah, Mighty Car Mods, if I didn't already say it already. Yeah, MCM. They're the most comprehensive out of everybody. And feel free to keep sending me your car offers to email. Just because I don't respond doesn't mean I don't read them. But we get so many that it kind of is hard to keep up, although I do read them. And I do save them. You can ask some people who had their car reviewed that sometimes a few months go by before I respond, but if it's a car we can do, a car we can get to, and if a car that fits our schedule, we'll gladly show up. Because if it wasn't for you, RCR wouldn't exist. No way any manufacturer would ever give us press cars. So it's all relying on you, so thank you so much. Oh, coming back down off the mountain. Of course, in other parts of the country, this would not be considered a mountain. This would be just a hill. It's not even 2,000 feet.